every intention of keeping Rory. The press release that you spoke about, like, our position hasn't changed since then. He's contracted. Like I say, guys that are 207 centimetres that kick 2 goals a game, go into the ruck are that rare. We've got a young, tall forward line, so he's crucial to us. So, I don't see a way in which we're trading Rory.
Let's talk about Luke Jackson now, because I think this might be a complex deal that goes down to the deadline. How are negotiations progressing with the Melbourne Footy Club?
It's still very early, still early days. He's indicated he'd like to come to WA. We'd love to have him, so that's on the agenda today, to catch up with Melbourne and see if we can progress that any further.
You expect the deal to be done though, but by the time the deadline strikes next Wednesday night?
Definitely hope so, yeah.
Let's talk about 2 boys that have nominated North Melbourne as a footy club they want to go to, Darcy Tucker and Griffin Logue. Has anything changed with them, given what's happened in the last couple of weeks at that footy club? Do you still think that they'll head there at the end of this next fortnight?
I still think that they'll end up there at North, although we haven't given up hope. We're talking with Griffin to see if there is an opening that he would look to come back, and a specific role that he could play with us coming back. And Darcy Tucker, we really respect him. He's played over 100 games for our club, but he hasn't been able to sort of bed down a role with us the last couple of years, and where he plays we've got a lot of depth. So he's contracted, and if we can help him find a home where he's more likely to play and bed down a role, we'd do that for Darcy.
What about Liam Henry? Obviously a player you used the top 10 pick on not too long ago. There's been reports that he's seeking a trade. Do you expect him to still be a Docker?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we're still high hopes for Liam. Even with Blake Acres, wing spot opening, we can really see Liam taking that over. He's made huge gains again this year, so he's contracted for next year, and there's been no conversation about trading Liam or a request for a trade either, so he'll be with us next year.
We spoke to Nick Austin from Carlton about 20 minutes ago. He expects the trade to be done today. Is that the Fremantle's perspective?
Yep. As soon as Nick gives up a first rounder, we'll get it done.
Well, how does it get done? It feels like a third round might be the one that seals the deal.
I think, that'll be around the mark. We weren't prepared to go to the length or term of the contract offer that Carlton offered to Blake, so he's looking for his own security. But we feel like we've got a lot of coverage, a lot of young players on our list that can play that wing role. Nathan O'Driscoll played it really well this year. James Ash plays it, but then guys like Liam Henry, Michael Frederick, and even some of our halfbacks in terms of Jordan Clark, Hayden Young, potentially Heath Chapman can also play up there. So we feel like we've got a lot of good coverage in that area.
You snagged one of the bargains of last year's trade period in Will Brodie from the Gold Coast Suns. You're about to do the same thing in the form of Josh Corbett, who only managed the 4 games but had a really strong VFL season. Is he a player that you think he'll get this period?
Definitely hopeful, yeah. And I think he can play a real role for us. He's that real hard-working, hit-up, tall forward, not overly tall, but can take a contested mark and give a really good contest. So really looking at him in terms of the role that I guess Griffin Logue played when he went forward, that Josh should be able to fill.
Great. All the best. Thanks for your time on Trade Radio.